This is BreakmanX, and welcome to the game show on April 27th, 2025. How's it going, everybody?
Did we go back in time? Is it April?
Did I say April?
Yeah.
That's the kind of week it's been. It's actually August. Hey, I haven't done that yet on the new run. I used to do that all the time.
I know.
Time is an illusion. Did I really say April?
Mm-hmm.
That's going to be hilarious to go back and watch. Well, awesome. Well, welcome to the present. Forget the past. And let's move on. How are you doing in August, Jack? It's almost September.
I know. I'm doing great. Weather's finally changed a little bit. There's a Luminous demo out. Oh my God. It's like 2001, 2002 all over again. It's great.
Did Luminous come out that long ago?
Maybe I'm.
Wasn't that PSP?
It was PSP, so that'd be tail end of the PS2 era. So probably more 2004.
Okay.
Yeah.
From the person
right
who
in there
messed up the month.
Yeah.
And Jess, how are you doing?
I am doing pretty good. This was the first week of grad school back in session, so it's been a little bit crazy, but in good ways.
Well, welcome from grad school to the land of video games. The game show is a celebration of video games and our collective interests mixed with a healthy dose of humor while bringing in our favorite people in the game and movie industries on as guests, except of course not tonight, where we're going to be talking about sports games. Richie is angry with us from the past, I'm sure. But no, it's going to be a fun one. I think this was Jack's topic, and I'm excited. It's going to be fun because some of these games we've never gotten to talk about. Mm-hmm. And a few people have already wrote in some suggestions here. 8-bit Moss Playa says Tecmo Bowl, Super Tecmo Bowl, NHL 94, NBA Jam, NFL Blitz. Most of those are on our list.
Oh, yeah.
This evening, Maximus Prime said I first played NFL Blitz. And then... yeah, so if anyone has any thing they'd like to write in, please just comment there on the YouTube page. We're happy to see it. And if you like and subscribe, we only need one more to get up to 150. And you'll appear here. I always get that wrong. You'll appear over there.
Right in front of my face.
Right in front of... Yeah, actually, I will be right in front of Jack's face. But that's okay. We would love for that to happen. So please like, subscribe, do all the things. Jack, take us away.
Yeah, so let's just kind of kick it off. What's everybody playing right now? Like I just said, literally right before I got on this show tonight, I went to Steam and saw that there was a Luminous Arise demo. It's time limited, so it's like 3 stages and the multiplayer's in there. But like it's Luminous and it looks real good on PC. If you're a Luminous fan, I highly recommend you get it.
Where would you rank it on your Luminous scale?
Well, considering there's only 3 levels, I would put it right above Luminous 2, but I would put it probably right below Luminous Remastered.
Is it PC only right now?
Right now, yes, it's just PC only. It's time limited. I think it only works until like the end of this weekend.
Nice.
Yeah,
nice.
And the game is coming out in full November 11th. So
cool. Yeah, I love me some Luminous.
It's Luminous. It looks great. They added a few little wrinkles to it, but the stage with the chameleons is fantastic.
It's one of those games that, again, I wasn't excited for at all because it's a puzzle game, but then it's so addicting and I love it, and I still love Luminous to this day. But the PSP is where I got started on that.
Yeah, same. I mean, I will still argue that's probably the killer app for the PSP.
Oh yeah, I think so too. You're the reason why I got it too. So
I couldn't put that thing down.
Yeah, it's hard. My PSP just exploded. Did I talk about that last week?
I think you had mentioned that the battery was bulging, but I didn't.
Yeah, but I mean, I guess it didn't burst into flames, but it pretty much exploded. Like it was bulging out, and so. And my 3DS stopped working, so I replaced the battery in that one, which was also slightly bulging, and now it works great. So, word to the wise out there, everybody, check your device's batteries because they can explode at worst, and at best can make it run nice again. So, Jess, what have you been playing?
Nothing really since last week. Like I said, school's back in session, so I've been a little focused on that. But I am hoping to be able to carve out a little bit of time, a couple hours this weekend to try to get back into Expedition 33. And
Nice. I'm excited to see your response to that, the story and everything.
Yeah.
I've gotten to play a little bit of it, like very helter-skelter, and I'm hoping to get, like you, this has been as a professor, my university just started up, and they're not only tearing down my building, so like I'm off. Like a whole 4-story building's worth of classrooms and offices are gone. They're also apparently completely torn down another building, so it's like there's no place to go and everything's kooky. So working with that. But I've played I actually played some old sports games because seeing this kind of coming up, which I'll talk about later. But I played the different Joe Montana football games to kind of remember which one was my favorite of them. And then also, I didn't realize that became the Deion Sanders football games on Genesis, which are not, I mean, a lot of people like them. I didn't like them. To me, it was like, kind of didn't have the charm of the earlier ones and was almost trying too hard in a way. But I could see why people might like them. And of course, Mario Kart World, play that. Because everyone will play that with me, which is nice. And then actually Atari 2600, because of my video game class, we went through Atari 2600. So lots of Kaboom, lots of Pitfall. Those games we got into the NES era too. So.
Do you get into any minor 2049er? Does everybody in your class now know about Bounty Bob?
No, because we have to go through so much.
I kind of figured, yeah.
That I keep it to kind of the hits, and everyone loves Kaboom. Like they play Adventure, they play Pitfall, they play that. But like, I'll never forget this athlete. He was a football player, and I think he was a little skeptical of the 2600, but he loved Kaboom, and he was literally playing. He's like, I love this game, and he stayed after class to play it like for a long period of time. So everyone loves Kaboom, and that's fun. Even though it gets really frantic, and then some old arcade games like Centipede, and that whole, Jess remembers, she was in my class, that whole era, we've kind of gotten through. So
that's awesome.
But yeah, it is. It's like the class I always wanted to teach. So that's fun. Get to talk about.
You know what they need to make, and I know Microsoft's kind of done this a little bit, but they should really, that Activision compilation they put out. Like the PS2 era. Yeah. That was like all their 2600 games.
Yeah.
They need to do that again. Like in some form where it's just like, hey, here's a downloadable like 50 pack or whatever it is. $20.
I don't understand why all that's not super easily accessible.
Well, they put that silly thing out on Game Pass.
Silly thing.
That's like stream these games, which is not really the way you want to play those games, but they're technically available.
I like the Spider-Man Atari 2600 game. Okay. You don't?
I mean, it's better than some of Activision's other offerings on the platform. I'll give it that.
that was quite the backhanded compliment, but yeah.
Don't get me wrong. Like you give me Mega Mania, or you give me what is it? Star Voyage? No, not Star Voyage.
Oh,
Star Master. You give me Star Master or Mega Mania, and yeah, like now we're talking.
That reminds me, I've been playing more Eartheon, which is amazing. Yeah. I like it more. I like it more, and it's just so cool how it plays on a Genesis. Like, it's so awesome. But I love the music. I've been listening to the soundtrack from that a lot. And then Star Fox, the original Star Fox.
Nice.
Because with the SD2 SNES, the multi-cart thing that I have, you can overclock the Super FX chip on the original SNES, so it plays at about, I think, 30 frames per second instead of 12. So it actually kind of moves somewhat smooth, and it's fun. And anytime I ever hear someone say "good luck," that's the game I think of.
Good luck.
Good luck. Yep. So yeah,
That's-
it's a lot of stuff here and there where I can. I've been my daughter, the youngest, got really into Goosebumps, which I loved at her age. So we've been reading Goosebumps every night, which has been so much fun. We just started like a couple weeks ago, and we've already read. We've gone through one, and we're partway through the next one. So that's been fun.
That's awesome. Yeah, my
Not a
son
game,
got in.
but-
Yeah, my son got into the new series on Disney Plus, and so like, yeah, we've been.
Oh, the
kinda
TV show?
watching those. Yeah, the TV
Oh,
show.
cool. Yeah,
Pretty
maybe I
good.
can get her into that too.
And not for your daughter, not yet. There are
Too
some
spooky?
pretty gruesome ones, yeah.
Oh,
But it's like, around 12, 13. Yeah, that's about that age.
oh, cool. Yeah, but it's been fun. I read with her the first one I ever read, which was Let's Get Invisible.
Yeah,
Good one. It's a good one. All right, from Goosebumps to retro sports games.
So let's talk about some sports games. So first off, just gonna kind of set some ground rules here. When we say sports games, we mean kind of like anything remotely sports. So like, extreme sports, racing, traditional sports, skateboarding, surfing, BMX, and then your traditional team sports, individual sports, basketball, tennis, all that kind of stuff. Like, we are giving a very broad definition here, so please don't talk to us in the comments about, oh, that's not really a sports game. We don't care tonight. Like, we're just gonna consider everything. So
Yeah,
getting that out of the way, this is inclusive sports games.
everything, which I'm cool with. Because it lets me add one to this list that I wouldn't have otherwise added. So cool. All right, so I'm going to start out with probably I'm going to maybe regret saying this, but probably the first sports game I ever really liked, and that is Double Dribble for the NES.
Double dribble.
Yeah, and I'll still play it occasionally. It definitely aged quite a bit. Like, it's not quite as fun as some of the other ones on this list, but the whole cinematic thing, when you go to make the shot and you have the cinematics, at the time that was like basically magic. That was so ridiculously cool. There's some weird quirkiness with it where there's certain spots on this floor you can shoot and you just like never miss that are super far away. So if you know those, you're kind of got it. But I just have to mention it because it's the first one. I mean, I'd played other ones, but this was the first, because I played it before Tecmo Bowl. This is the first one that I really, really enjoyed. So I'm going to put that one as my first.
It's a good one. It's a solid one. I actually am a big fan of Double Dribble too. What was crazy was I actually played the arcade game before I played the arcade game before the NES one.
Oh, Double Dribble as well. I thought you meant Double Dribble 2,
No.
there was a sequel. I was like, whoa.
No, sorry. I played Double Dribble as well. But I actually, like I said, my first experience with the franchise, or just, I guess not a franchise, but with the game, was the arcade version. And so when I saw it in the arcades, I thought it was awesome. And when I found out they had a home version, I was honestly pleasantly surprised, because I kind of figured some of those cinematic sequences where you dunk, or like you said, you go up to block a shot or something like that, I figured it wouldn't be in there, and they actually had it. And I was like, okay, well, this is pretty cool. Like for the NES, all right, we got something going here.
It's like the coolest part of the game. Sure.
Yeah, it's the most memorable for sure.
Yeah, it's really cool. So, all right, Jack, what's you picked like the best one ever here?
Yeah, I kind of went with number one first and didn't leave much room to go up.
It's okay. You snooze, you lose. He had it first. Yeah. That's what matters.
Tecmo Super Bowl. I mean, for the NES, you can't go wrong. It's probably the best football game of all time. I still maintain, maybe just eked out by ESPN NFL 2K5, which we'll talk about later. But I mean, Tecmo Super Bowl is so revered that people still to this day release roster updates every year for the actual NFL teams, and it still plays on the original cart with admittedly a ROM hack, but still it's the same game, just new stats. People take the time to put the stats, the names, the teams in, and it's still that game, and it's still awesome. I would love to, if something ever worked out, I would love to see the NFL actually put out, like, or at least Tecmo or whomever, I guess it would still be Tecmo, put out like an actual licensed version of that, each year, just
be cool
for like $10. Like, I would pay $10 every year to get that roster update.
I would pay Yeah, that game, I played that game so much. That's how I learned. I knew all the NFL players because of that game. And
Yeah.
I became a 49ers fan because of Tecmo Bowl and Tecmo Super Bowl, because they would always beat me. And so then I started playing as them. And so I wrote papers about Joe Montana as a kid because of that game. Because you could do the long pass, and you could start at the 20, you could go all the way back to the end zone and throw it 110 yards, just like in real life, and score a touchdown to Jerry Rice. And and then another fun memory I have of that was with Weeds or Jedi. We were playing it, I don't know, 2004-ish, 2005-ish, and he's not super experienced at sports games, so he hadn't scored yet, and it was the very end of the game, and he was running literally the length of the field, and he was about to score, and I tackled him on the 1 yard line, and he was so mad that I didn't let him score. I probably should have let him score in hindsight, but he was so mad. He yelled at me. Like, he doesn't get mad often. He was very angry, probably deservedly so, but I'll always remember.
Yep.
No, sit. Hut.
Oh yeah. No, like it is the game that made me a big fan of the Chiefs, honestly. Like, having the Nigerian Nightmare Christian Okoye in the backfield. Like, I knew all the Chiefs. Like, it didn't matter. Like, I knew everybody on the Chiefs team before I was really a fan, but it made me a fan because I wanted to watch them on Sundays when the team played. And so knowing, everybody on that team was just so much fun, and like just seeing, like, hating Bo Jackson because of how well he could run in that game, and just you could not tackle him. Like, he was unstoppable. Whenever the Chiefs played the Raiders, I was just like, man, it was something else.
Barry Sanders was pretty good in that game too.
Barry Sanders was really good. Yes.
Yeah.
But yeah. It's one of those things, like somebody in Japan saw Christian Okoye and was like, that man is the Nigerian Nightmare. He needs to have like a 95 rating for speed. And like they gave him way more credit than he ever had in his actual career. But that man was really, really fun to play as.
And how cool was it that they actually had stats for the players, and they're actually they're actually, sometimes better or worse than they really were, but they actually kind of had some relation to their real life abilities, and the cinemas in that were pretty cool too.
Yeah, did a really good job with it.
Oh, and good music. Yeah. Good music. So we're gonna revert back to Jess here when we get into the modern games. But did you have any comments about our ramblings? I didn't want to skip.
I know nothing about most sports. I played soccer as a kid, but I know nothing about football or basketball or baseball or any of that. So I'm kind of just here for the ride when it comes to those kind of games.
Okay. Well, we're glad that you're here. We're glad that you're here.
Feel free to chime in. Yeah.
And hey, Johnny Graphics, welcome. Saw that you joined there. Appreciate it. All right. So back to me here again. I'm going to go with the NES Blades of Steel.
Another great one. Great one.
Yes, this was so much fun. This game was sold to me as you can get into fights. And
yes, that's where I learned that fighting was in hockey.
Yeah, me too, actually. and it made me play hockey. I played hockey from first to like fifth grade. We won the city championship in Wichita.
Whoa, that's awesome.
So it's probably the sport besides tennis I was good at. But anyway, this is how I found out about hockey. And it played really well. But what was really cool about it was that you could do the fighting, and it would go into the thing, and you'd hit each other. And then at halftime, you could play a Konami shmup, which it didn't happen all the time, though. Sometimes it would.
It was Gyrus, wasn't it?
Yes. And it made me want to play Gyrus, because I hadn't played it when I played that game. So, but it was a really fun hockey game. Still one of my favorite hockey games. So,
yeah, it's fantastic. I mean, right up there with NHL 93, 94.
Yes.
Like, it is in that pantheon.
Yeah. NHL 94 probably beats it out for me. But it's still very good. And on the NES, I mean, you can't beat it. It's better than my opinion than ice hockey. Was there another one? Is that it?
Ice hockey, Hit the Ice.
Oh, Hit the Ice.
Which is another good one in that,
that was good.
That franchise. Or not franchise, sorry, in that time period, I should say. But yeah,
I forgot about Hit the Ice.
There were some good ones in that period.
Remember Brett Hull hockey on the SNES?
Unfortunately, yes.
That was so bad. It was so hyped up too.
There was, man, was it just NHL hockey, the one that Nintendo actually put out, or was it?
That's ice hockey.
No, on the Super Nintendo, the Mode 7 one. That was
that's Brett Hull.
No, well, Brett Hull had that, yes, but there was also another one that I think Nintendo published and put out.
Oh.
I'm gonna have to look that up now.
You're probably right. I didn't play it. The Brett Hull one though was like super hyped up, and then I played it and I was like, "This is really bad."
Yeah, I'm looking it up as we speak.
No Blaze of Steel, and you can't get like that the voice at the beginning. I mean, in the '80s, your Nintendo's talking to you. It's pretty amazing.
It was NHL Stanley Cup. That was the one.
Oh yeah, that was really bad.
Yeah. Yeah, but it looked really cool. Like the Mode 7 was really nice, but yeah, it was not.
Well, like I rented it, and then like 2 seconds later, it's
yeah.
All right, Blades of Steel, another good one here, Jack.
Yep, I'm sticking with the NES too. Yeah. So I don't know about any of you. I mean, Break. Sorry, Jess, but Break. I know you. Like, if you hear the RBI baseball theme, I think you just get transported to a magical place where you just have that song in your head. There's something about that game. It was originally made by Namco. They ported it to the NES. Tengen actually brought it over to the NES, but it was an arcade game first. And it was released by Namco in Japan as the Pro Stadium series. It still goes on like to this day, I believe, in Japan, or very, very recently it ended. But
pretty impressive.
RBI baseball had I think 10 teams, 8 teams or 10 teams, all of which were licensed somewhat. They had real players in it, at least in the home version. Like it was really cool to see, like you could put Nolan Ryan in and he would pitch for the Rangers, and just the gameplay was smooth. It was like there were, I don't know if you've gone to look, but there are tons of terrible baseball games on the NES.
Oh yeah,
like the Major League Baseball game, bases loaded 2, 3, 4.
First one's fun.
First one's good. Boy, there's just a whole bunch of bad ones on the NES.
Yeah, I went through on my EverDrive and played a few of them, and a lot of them are really slow, slow.
Yeah, and even like Nintendo's own baseball just doesn't play very well compared to some of these other ones. But RBI Baseball was really the first one, and I think it's probably the canonical one, if you will, on the NES. Like they do a good job of giving you the pitcher batter interface, and then the switch to the fielding interface feels really smooth. You've got control, and the music is iconic. I'll tell you one story. Oh boy, I want to say it was 2016, 17. There was a period there where there was a player on the Royals, the KC Royals, Whit Merrifield. He had his walk-up music as the RBI baseball theme, and it just made me smile like a little kid every time he came up. Cool. And it was awesome. And
he knows what's up.
I hear that song and I just like, I won't say I get chills, but like it definitely brings me back and triggers some latent memories.
Yeah, no, RBI Baseball was the one. I've got a cough, so I'm trying desperately not to cough into the mic. It just hit me
There's
like an
stuff going around.
Just like an hour before the show I started, so I've got my cough drop. So if I'm making weird faces, that's what I'm. But I don't have it on my list. But Bases Loaded, I played, and then RBI was the other one I played the most.
Yeah.
But.
Yeah. Bases Loaded, another good one. Just not like I said, RBI Baseball's top tier on the NES.
Top tier for sure. All right, so moving on to another game, Joe Montana Sports Talk Football, and it was 93. Was the one that I liked the best. There's several of them. The first one didn't have talk, and then the second one was the first one to have talk, and then the third one is 93. And it was just so cool to have an announcer on the game. Like, it never happened before. It brought so much to it. and it felt so real at the time. And then it like inspired me. There's like tapes of me where I would put the computer against each other, and I would do the commentary along with the guy, whoever. Well, I don't know who it was. Unnamed digital voice. But there's some things from that game I'll always remember, like he dropped it, like the way he says it. It's so funny. Yeah. Or like if you bring the kicking team out on like second down, he's like, "What are you doing?" You know, it's like there's just some really funny things that happen on that game. And I actually played it this week. Like I said, it's still pretty fun actually. And the 94 one is the one most people like, the one where Montana's on the Chiefs. And that one is really good. And I think it probably has the best gameplay. But there's something about the 93 that just has its charm with me.
Absolutely.
I'll go with that one.
Yeah, that's another good one. I never really got into the Joe Montana series because I had a Super Nintendo and not a Genesis. But like, when I did get a chance to play it, it was fun. It was good. And yeah, there's something about the presentation of just having an announcer there for football games that makes it a lot more interesting than playing something like a super play action football, or even a Tecmo Bowl, where it's just kind of the action is going on and there's nobody saying it's 1st and 10, or like just giving some kind of commentary as the game.
It really brought me back to hear that announcer. Like, they take the field. It's pretty cool. We got our Genesis super cheap. I'm pretty sure it was stolen. We bought it at a pawn shop and it was like when it was still kind of new, and it was really cheap. So we lucked out with that, but it was legal because we bought it at a pawn shop. But it was still like it still like had the shrink wrap on it and everything.
Awesome.
I think as a kid, I didn't know,
Oh yeah,
Genesis.
Well,
But
you didn't steal it, so
Yeah, I didn't steal it, but it stole my heart.
That's great.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's how we had it.
Yeah. So the next one I want to talk about is actually an arcade game, Super Sprint. Have either of you played Super Sprint before or seen it?
I've seen it. I haven't played it.
Okay. So Super Sprint was one of the Atari games. It was like a 3-person setup. So like it was 3 racing wheels with a foot pedal, and it was essentially drive and then like spin the wheel as fast as you could really quick to make sure like you turn maybe like 90 degrees, and like you would always oversteer and then come back. And it was so fast and frenetic. It was one of those, like, if you've ever played, the Super Off-Road series or any of those games kind of in that vein where it's just like the overhead view and you see the track from a top down and you drive around and get pickups.
Yep.
That's kind of what that game is. And it's really the first one. Like Atari had a few games similar to that beforehand, but Super Sprint was really the one that broke out. I think they released like multiple track packs for that thing before, eventually, like I said, you had your kind of copycats like your Super Off-Road and some of the other ones. But it's such a fun game. Super Sprint just sticks with me because you couldn't really find anything like that at the arcades, where you could actually have 3 people. For 1986, 1987, there wasn't really anything where you get 3 people playing on the same arcade cabinet with that kind of multiplayer experience.
Yeah, great game. We have a couple comments I'm going to read. So Johnny Graphics, that I assume you all talked about Hit the Ice already. We did mention it a couple minutes ago. And Gordostein says the voice announcements were so cool, and I agree.
Mm-hmm.
I agree. Voices are always nice. All right, so NHL 94. All of the NHL games on the Genesis and SNES, for that matter, were all really good. 94 was the one that I played the most. And this is like my peak love of hockey too, so it came right at the right time. But man, I love that. I loved that game. One of the kids on my hockey team had some distant connection to Mike Modano. I don't know. I can't remember what it was, and like who knows if it was real or not. But so I would always play as the Dallas Stars because I wanted to play as Mike Modano because apparently someone on my team maybe had some distant connection to him. So I will always play as the Dallas Stars. I can always jump in and remember that team, and it was just so much fun. You could get the penalties.
Yep.
Like if you really smashed someone or hooked them or did all the things you're not supposed to do, you could actually get penalties. And I think the ambulance would drive out onto the ice, right?
Yeah.
To pick you up.
Yep.
Just like in the real life.
Mm-hmm. Just like in real life. Yes.
Yeah.
Me and my friends would always we would always turn off icing whenever we played like NHL like 90, the original through like 94. We would always turn it off just because like none of us understood it. Like we all liked hockey. We were in St. Louis. We were all Blues fans, but like it was one of those things where like we just didn't understand it. So like, why does this keep happening? Just turn it off. Just turn it off. It's fine. And so like we'd have
it's
all
like the
other
most annoying thing about those games.
Yeah, but now having grown up, having actually learned how to play hockey and like learn the rules, I totally understand why it's in the game and why it should be there.
Yep. But it was fun not to have it. And when you did a hat trick, they'd actually throw hats.
Yeah,
that was cool too.
They did some really cool stuff. And honestly, like in 94, I don't know if it was 94 or 93, but whichever one they featured in Swingers, like that was really the moment where I was just like, oh, hey, video games have arrived. It's in movies and not just like a gigantic Super Mario Brothers or like The Wizard. It's just like, hey, this is just a movie about normal guys doing normal things. And hey, they're just all playing video games.
There's some hockey game on the Saturn on Mallrats.
Yeah.
Like Mario Lemieux, I think.
Yep. And Mario Lemieux or just whichever one Sega put out on.
It's of that series.
Yeah.
Yeah, that same engine. But yeah, all right. Go on to yours.
All right. So my next one is another favorite of a lot of people out there, NBA Jam Tournament Edition. Like the first NBA Jam
Is it the shoes?
Yeah, it was revolutionary, but Tournament Edition like made all kinds of tweaks. You could actually change out players, so you had at least 3 players on each team that you could choose from. Balanced things out a little bit, gave everybody a little more stats than what were in the first game. You actually had a few more, like there were definitely a lot more dunks. Tim Kitzrow had a lot more to say during the game, and it made it all the better for it. And it actually implemented, a tournament system. So like you could find places where they had like 4 cabinets back to back to back, and they were all connected up, and you could play in a tournament if you wanted to. I think the only places you ended up finding those were like, California, Chicago, and New York, most places. But like it was really cool. And the fact that they had at least thought about it a little bit to put a little more depth into the gameplay was really, really welcome. And that's by far my favorite NBA Jam of all of them.
Yeah, that's my favorite one too. And I know that the arcade one looks way better, probably plays better, but the Genesis one is the one that I had, Tournament Edition, and that's the one I'll always go back to. And I played that game so much. I remember the day I got it too, because my neighbor was over and we were playing it, and he got mad at me because all I did was dunk. He's like, all you do is dunk, man. That's why you're winning. I was like, well, it's called NBA Jam. It's not called NBA Shoot.
Yep.
So
the one thing that really bugged me about the game though was always the rubber band AI. It's
you could turn it off though.
You could, but
I guess on the console version.
On the console versions, on the arcade, you can turn it down, but it's still there. And like literally, I will play if I'm playing it on my arcade cabinet here, like I will get up like 10 points with like 30 seconds to go, and somehow I will still end the game and go to overtime because obviously they want you to spend more quarters in. So
yeah, I've played lots of versions of it. I'll always go back to Genesis. And hey, you can play as Bill Clinton.
Yeah, the hidden characters were awesome. There's in the original version, like I think the first revision or like the original release, the 1.0 release, actually has Raiden and Sub-Zero and Scorpion in it. And then the NBA was like, yeah, you need to take them out. We don't want our brand associated with Mortal Kombat. So they took them out.
They're lost.
Later revisions.
They're lost.
I agree, but as somebody that has to protect a a brand of some sort, I could see where they'd be.
Oh, I get, especially at the time, because that was like the most hated thing ever. But yeah, I mean, what were the other hidden characters? Bill Clinton's always the one I think of, because of course, when you're thinking about dunking,
I mean, it
Bill
was
Clinton's
a lot of
what comes to mind.
Yeah, a lot of the developers. So like, Tim Kitzrow and Mark Turmel, all those guys. Let's see who else was in there. You can get a lot of the mascots. So like the Charlotte Hornet was in there, and a few other ones.
Everyone liked the Charlotte Hornets back then too. I swear you'd always, in any state, you'd see that jacket.
Yeah, well they had Larry Johnson, Grandmama.
Yeah.
He was awesome at the time.
Yeah, and good in that game too.
Yeah.
All right. And Jess, if you have any comments about our ramblings, go ahead and she'll have more to say when we get to the modern.
We're
section.
hogging the spotlight right now. I feel so bad.
I mean, I don't have anything to add, but it is very fun to listen to you two talk about it. So I'm having a great time.
Yeah, okay, good. Yeah, this is a fun topic. All right, Ken Griffey Jr. baseball for the SNES, isn't it? Yeah,
yes.
That one is really really fun. I spent hours and hours playing that with friends, especially over the summer. I was just so much fun. I mean, the pitching was pretty good, the batting was pretty good, the AI was like difficult but not overly horrific. And I feel like that first one is the best of all of them. Like,
I've got a soft spot for Winning Run, which is the second one they put out on the SNES. But like, either one of those Ken Griffey games is awesome. The fielding, the batting, the pitching, it all feels great. They actually did some work to actually include some of the stadiums from the game, or at least like what looked like the stadiums when you're batting was really cool. And that was one of the first games that I think really did that.
Did you ever play World Series baseball for the Genesis? Because they did that too back in the day. Yeah. And that I almost put that on here, but I just don't feel like it's quite as good. But one of the cool things about that game was you had to warm up your pitchers.
Yeah.
And I thought that was like the coolest touch ever, that you had to warm up your pitchers. I just thought that was the coolest thing.
I think my favorite part of the Ken Griffey Jr. games were when sometimes when the guys would strike out, they'd break their bat over their knee and be like, or they would yell at the ump and go like, "Oh, come on!
Oh, come on!" Or sometimes didn't they just go, "Oh."
Yeah. They get that big old sigh and they just go, "Oh."
So great.
It had a lot of personality for sure.
Yeah, it makes you glad that Nintendo bought the Seattle Mariners for a time.
Right?
Yeah. So, yeah. All right.
Good stuff.
Go on to your next one. This one's been mentioned on the chat a few times.
Yeah, so this is another all-timer, NFL Blitz 99. So the original one, NFL Blitz, came out in 1997, but Blitz 99 was the one that really, again, kind of like tournament edition for NBA Jam. NFL Blitz 99 really they expanded the playbook just a little bit for each team. They gave each team a little bit different playbook. They actually got better stats and updated rosters for everybody, and just made it a little more frantic, which was, in my mind, a lot more welcoming. Just made each team feel a little bit different than it did in the first game. And it resulted in some really crazy changes. Like, there are some high level, I don't know if you've ever gone on YouTube and watched some high level NFL Blitz 99 players, but you can do some stupid stuff like what you were talking about in Tecmo Bowl earlier, like running back to the 1 yard line and then throwing an 80-yard pass. Like, totally doable, totally acceptable. And honestly, like at high level play, it's kind of how you just kind of cheese the game.
I'll have to check it out.
It is one of my favorites to this day. If you can find an original, go play it. I do not recommend the re-release that's on the 1-Up cap. It's not the same.
What about the Dreamcast one? That's the one I had.
The Dreamcast one, Blitz 2000, is really good. That's probably the last good version of NFL Blitz. But 99's my favorite just because of the balance and the changes they made to it all.
Cool. All right, so I'm going to just kind of lightning round these last few and go quickly through them. So John Madden football, I mean, come on. Come on. Do I have to say any more? It was humongous. Super. Wait. Yeah, Super Dodgeball
Super Dodgeball. Yeah.
for
that's a
the
great
for the
one.
NES. So cool. And Maul and I played the Neo Geo version
Yeah.
when he was here last time, which is really cool too. But
Those Technos games were awesome, especially
So good.
those.
you can do the special moves. You know, you can take the USA all through, or your country of choosing,
Mhm.
all through the World Cup. Super Spike Volleyball, so much fun.
That's a good one.
Yeah,
I like
different.
playing as Billy and Jimmy.
Oh yeah, yeah, that's right. My favorite volleyball game of that era,
Yeah.
F-Zero, because you have a racing game later.
F-Zero is a great one.
Yeah, and so does Jess. So I was like, okay, then I get to put F-Zero because F-Zero is my favorite racing game of all time still. And then Madden 64, which may be an odd choice, but I played this game so much with one of my friends. And I actually feel like there's a lot of really awful things about it, but I like the way it plays.
I mean, for a 3D Madden game, it's fine. Like, but yeah, like it was slim pickings. It was that or NFL Quarterback Club on N64, and that was kind of it was fine. But yeah,
It was the first 3D football game, wasn't it?
no, because the PlayStation had been out year before that. Although I think they may have still been 2D.
I think they were still 2D. You ever play NFL Game Day on the PlayStation?
Yes.
I thought it was cool, like when I got it, but it is really bad.
Yeah, it's not great.
The lightning would strike if you tackled the receiver when he caught the ball. Seriously.
I don't remember that.
Huh. It wouldn't strike the receiver,
Oh, okay.
but it would
just
strike.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
I used to like building like a super team of like the best players I'd trade across. But
Gotcha. Yeah.
yeah, Madden 6
Man.
I actually found a VHS tape recently of some heated Madden 64 matches from back in the day.
That's awesome.
But and I always make super players there too, like couldn't be tackled. Okay, so wrapping up the retro portion, moving on to the modern era. Although I would say, you know, some of these could still be considered.
These games are still like 20 years old.
Yeah, some of the we're it's still retro in some of these cases, but
It's more modern than those.
we've got
We
a
got 'em
new
all.
challenger.
Hey.
What up, Maul?
What's up?
How's it going?
Man, no, I can't miss the retro section. That's all I know.
You have
Have
one?
at it, man. Have at
Yeah,
it.
add one. Add some.
Well, okay. So, one I do not see that you guys have discussed that has remained a perennial favorite of mine is Bad News Baseball,
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's a good one.
which loved for just, I don't know. It's one of the few games where you can really badly error, and it's like just all a part of the game. For those who don't know, it's it's a little league baseball game. So you're all kids. Most of the teams are not good, so they will have a lot of like you'll throw, from first to second base, try to tag out a runner, and it'll just smack him right in the face, and the player will drop on the ground and have stars going over his head.
Yeah.
So super funny, but it does also have just like a really killer soundtrack, honestly, and it has well, I didn't know it at the time, but it has like anime kind of inspirations to it because there will be cutscenes if you have like a really dramatic race between the ball and a runner about to slide into base. It'll cut to see the ball and then cut back to the guy about to catch it.
Yep.
That's
and then
right.
cut in. Umpire like animated safe or out, whatever. The umpire is also a rabbit for some reason.
Just like real life. That's my phrase.
Yeah.
Exactly. But that one has stuck with me for ages and ages. So really good one there.
I have not played that game in a really long time. I need to.
Yeah, it's always stuck with me. So
I need to bring it. Well, any more before we move on? And modern goes all the way
so
back.
far,
Like,
and if there's anything, I mean, you guys hit like some of the basics. Tecmo Bowl,
yeah,
like so good.
modern goes back 24 years, so that you still got.
Yeah, no, I heard you say it was like it's still old, even though they're modern. Yeah. Oh, how about though, Mutant League? Have you guys played the Mutant League sports?
That's a good
Football
one.
or hockey?
Yeah, I think I prefer the hockey, honestly. And my goal or strategy, if you will, in that game was mostly the play kill the goalie.
Yeah.
So Mutant League, those who have played it, you are monsters of different types, and you play a very lethal game of hockey and/or football. The crowd gets mad; they throw weapons onto the ice. You can pick them up, use them to attack each other, or whatever.
Mhm.
But we'd always like the goalies are really big. They have huge life bars, and they're very lethal if you get too close to them. But if you like gang up on them enough times, you can hack them to death. Our team only had like 2, so if you kill both their goalies, you can just go through and score like over and over again. So that was usually my way to go.
What about Bill Lambier?
Ooh, Bill Lambier's combat basketball.
Not good.
I had that, and yeah, that was Maul. I had a similar strategy for that game. It was kill the other players on the other team, and then you get to have that man advantage for a little bit.
It was a good time.
Did you guys like that game?
It was fine. Like,
Maybe I wasn't playing it right. I did not. I thought that game was terrible.
I owned it. Like, it was very clunky, but like there was a method to it, and so if you,
I'll try it again.
What you had to do was you just had to get yourself enough money to make all of your team Bill Lambier. And so if you had 5 Bill Lambiers on your team, you'd be fine. You just beat everybody else.
Well, I'll try that game again.
But
I always wanted to like it.
Yeah. So I don't know how much you guys kept up with like modern sports, but like he actually became a coach in the WNBA. And so like anytime I see him now, all I can think of is him as basically an android beating up other people. I mean, I know he's got into a lot of fights when he was actually playing, but that's all I can think of.
That's pretty good. Yeah, I remember it being okay. I remember it being like breaks it pretty clunky though, but and then let me see if it's on here now. One that I really wanted to like, but didn't really like. It'd be in this section. Would be Mega Man Soccer.
Oh
yeah.
Same here. I wanted to like it.
Yeah.
It was such a cool idea. Yeah, it's such a cool idea.
I've seen some people play it online since then, and it looked very fun. So I think it must maybe have been me. And for a lot of people, I think a lot of people didn't really figure out how to like use the Robot Master powers and stuff on the team.
Yeah.
Well, it wasn't it's super intuitive. I remember that with the
I don't know. It felt super slow. Like I just wasn't getting anything done, and then the computer would occasionally hit me with like a Skull Man shot, and that'd be like, oh great.
Well, now that the internet's, it'd be fun to look up how to do all that and play it.
Yeah.
You know what? One I forgot to that's on my list that I should have put on there was the Neo Geo Baseball Stars 2.
That's so good.
Such a good one. And then also, now that I'm thinking about it too, and I really gave the Neo Geo some short shrift here. Oh my gosh, Neo Turf Masters.
That's good too, but it's golf.
It's probably my favorite golf game of all time. Like it is amazing. It
is really good. As golf game, Sketchy Ceviche says internets. Thank you.
Yeah,
as golf games go. By the way, I should mention you should check out House of Hue Cards episode this week. The episode I was on with Johnny Graphics recorded a little bit ago, but it's up now this week, talking about IRIM.
Awesome.
So Johnny Graphics, Sarumaru, and myself chatting it up about IRIM.
I've yet to catch up with Sarumaru out here. I'll have to stalk him and do that one of these days.
Eat some yummy food. He had so many ideas for yummy food. But yeah. Okay. Well, if we think of something else, we can always bring it back. But let's go ahead and go to the modern era, which goes back to 2001. I saw a game from 2001, so I decided to put a game from 2001. So I'm going to put Virtua Tennis for the Dreamcast, which is one of my absolute, maybe my favorite sports game of all time. It's up there. It's fantastic. It's so good. It's my favorite tennis game video for sure. And that first one is my favorite of them.
So So who is your favorite player?
The guy that hit it really hard, Haas.
Tommy Haas.
Because that's how I play in real life.
I gotcha. I was always the Russian that was in it, Yevgeny.
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh, I can't think of his name. Like burned into my brain, and I just can't.
Yevgeny is such a great name though.
But yeah, that guy was my favorite. I did not like watching him play tennis, but like as a tennis player who had a very strong backhand, I loved playing as him because like nobody could stop his shot. Like he just put the hardest angle on every backhand, and it was great.
Was it Kafelnikov?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I wanted to say that, but it didn't sound right. But yeah, I guess it is. But yeah, that game is so awesome. It's also the game I'm best at. I've never lost to another human being.
I mean, and you know what was cool about the home version was like they had all those mini games and the career mode.
Yeah.
And so like they had some really creative. They had some really creative things to help make your players better. And it was more than just, hey, here you're gonna play a game against this guy, and now you're gonna play a game against that guy. It was like there's a little bit of a story progression. You got to go through tournaments and stuff like that, which was pretty cool for the time.
I don't know if you remember this, but at Bungie, they all had Dreamcasts with Virtua Tennis to settle disputes.
Did they? I didn't even realize that when we were there.
Yeah, Greg mentioned it, and then when we were there, I noticed that they did. They had Dreamcasts.
Ah, that's awesome.
Yeah,
that's great.
So, yeah, such a great game, and I don't think it ever was eclipsed.
I'm just making sure this is Virtua Tennis on the Dreamcast, not Virtual Tennis on the Virtual Boy.
No,
correct.
No, I could see how you'd get them mixed up, though. That red seared into your brain and migraine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What a great system.
Yeah. Nintendo's like, we've made two really awesome systems, so like let's go like the worst system ever made.
Yeah. Oh well.
Oh well is right. All right, Jack, hit us with a really awesome one.
So I think mine is probably number one with a bullet all time. ESPN NFL 2K5. I mean, this was the game to have on the Xbox. I mean, if you think about it at the point in time, it was so monumental in the not so much the pantheon of sports games, but in the history of sports games and the trajectory of sports games at the time. Like literally, they were like, okay, we've got our NFL game. We're tired of Madden eating our lunch every year. We've got the better game, and we're going to prove it. So we're going to release it this year for $20. $20 versus Madden, which was $50. And like you actually had ESPN NFL 2K5 for once outsell Madden. And then the NFL was like, oh no, you can't devalue our product like that. And so they signed over the entire franchise. Well, not franchise, but the licensing rights to EA for, all of the rest of eternity, apparently. And so instead of
We've all suffered ever since.
Yeah, instead of having 2 sports games every year for the NFL, we are now saddled with one mediocre product that gets incremental feature creep updates every year.
You can sell hot dogs.
I will get off my soapbox now, though, and I will tell you, like, one of the things that made ESPN NFL 2K5 so great was A, online multiplayer. B, it had probably the best announcing team and play-by-play and interstitial segments between like each play, each game. Like they literally cut to Sports Center with a virtual Chris Berman to walk you through highlights from the rest of the league when you played in like career mode, franchise mode.
It was actually like good.
Awesome. Yeah, no, they put a lot of effort and a lot of polish on that thing, and it was awesome.
Then money.
I don't think I've ever seen anything come even like, some of the later Madden games that did have the ESPN flourish and the ESPN production stuff on it. Nothing has come close to the production value they put into that thing, and I think that's 1 year of ESPN games between 2 years, I guess, between the 2004 games and the 2005 games, where Visual Concepts really went for it. Between 2K4 and 2K5, I don't think anything has ever matched it.
Yep.
In a sports game, like for that broadcast experience. And I don't think unless, a team that's as passionate about it and a publisher that is as that I won't say passionate, but that gives that studio the confidence and the backing to do it. I don't think you're going to see anything ever like that for a very long time, if not ever.
I fired that one up when I got my Project Stellar, the Xbox, and I still have my saves. So it has the replays, and there's the funniest replay ever. I knew there was a funny one with loose cannon, but he's like about to score, and he's like all excited and bragged, and he accidentally hits the lateral button and just like throws the ball behind him, and I of course scoop it up and like score. He was so mad. So of course I saved it, but there was a lot of yelling.
I can imagine. Yeah, and it had first person football. Like that was cool.
Hey, Madden 64 had first person football.
Did it?
It did. It was terrible, but it did.
I don't remember that at all.
It's like worthless, but it existed. All right, Jess, give us a sports game. A lot of lead up.
Okay, so
Maul, I'm sorry, you just joined.
No. Go let Jess. She
okay.
has the list. I'm just throwing them off the cuff.
Okay, okay.
It's all
I'm
good.
sorry.
So I am playing a little fast and loose with the definition of sports games because I don't think I've actually ever played like a organized sports game. So I went with my number one is Tony Hawk Pro Skater.
Yeah.
I played 3, 4. I think we had both of the Underground.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like maybe 2X. I was like looking through all the titles being like, I think I had every single one of these. I cannot differentiate in my brain which one is which from like memory. But I remember just spending hours upon hours just enthralled in that game. It also, I think, had a very, very tangible effect on the kind of music that I listened to.
Yeah.
I don't think I would have been anywhere near
You
as
got big
into
into
like
punk, huh?
Oh, absolutely. It was, a huge part of like my childhood and like forming that part of my personality. So it has a very, very special place in my heart.
I
Great
will
selection.
forever. Yeah, I will forever link Goldfinger's Superman with Tony Hawk.
Yep.
And
Yep.
So cool.
That's
Great
that game
execution.
was monumentally impactful on the industry and everything as well. Like,
Yep.
Oh yeah. Has anybody played the 3 and 4 remaster that just came out?
I played it for like 20 minutes, and I just didn't have a whole lot of time, but I was like, this is fun.
They did a really great job with it. I'm excited to. I really hope they give Iron Galaxy the green light to make a proper 5, because the 5 that's out there does not exist as far as I'm concerned.
Yep.
Awesome. Nice selection. And Maul, did you have one you wouldn't throw out?
well, actually, I think like I don't play a lot of sports games, honestly. It's just never been like huge for me. I played a lot of the older ones and could like comment on most of the retro games because my uncle was really big and would make me play against him, so he kicked my ass because he was very good at them. And I was just always like, unless we were playing Madden, he gave me like the Cowboys. If he let me have the Cowboys, I would usually win then because Emmitt Smith was absolutely broken. But aside from that, so I do like a lot of the alternative sports games though. So like our very own, image for tonight's show on the banner, Mario Strikers is one that I picked up and absolutely love. Both it and Mario Tennis, if we can kind of mention them both, like just were fantastic. They're what I wanted Mega Man Soccer to be. They were super fast paced, crazy move sets, just breaking the game, putting a lot of just like energy and just hyperkinetic, fast paced insanity into soccer and tennis. It was just fantastic. And those were ones that I got to play multiplayer, have friends come over, we had little tournaments, we'd bust out on the GameCube and just go crazy with it. So those are always ones.
The Mario 10, I for some reason had it in my head that those just weren't going to be good. And then Tara had Mario Tennis and when I went over to hang out and I was like, okay. And it's like awesome. Mario Tennis is so good.
Yeah.
Camelot put a lot of good stuff into all those Mario sports games.
For sure. I played it recently and it's still good.
Yeah. I need to play the new one or the newer one.
Yeah, I haven't played the newest one.
Now we'll see if Switch 2 comes out with another one. It'll be on the list.
Hey, they've got like 8 years. I'm sure we will see one.
At some point.
I'm sure we'll see one.
At some point.
No doubt.
At some point we'll hit one. All right. So heading back up to my list here. College Hoops 2K, really all of them. It was so cool to play a college basketball game that was really good. I mean, there was a few before that on the 16-bit systems and everything, but those games were awesome. Like so good in terms of actually representing the atmosphere somewhat. I almost talked about Coach K because I love Coach K on the Genesis. Like that game still rocks. It's Jack's favorite, and so, but I didn't because we have so many. But these games were so good, and I got to be in Jack's film because of it. So
yeah, gotta love student films. Now College Hoops 2K definitely has or 2K5 or 2K4. I think both of them. I have a really special place, just because of what you mentioned with the student film, but also. Like, I don't think I've ever had a game like that where I've literally gone on the internet to try to find rosters that I could download and put into my game quite like I did. Because it was like, all right, I could do this with the NFL games if they don't have the NFL license, but it'll take a long time. But there's only 30 teams, not a big deal. Well, with College Hoops, you had like 188 teams, and it was just like, all right, somebody has to do this work for me.
Yep.
But the fact that they would let you edit rosters, do all that kind of fun stuff in the game, and it was just a solid basketball game underneath it too. So it definitely made me very, I will say, I don't know. Boy, now I can't even think of the word.
You're verklempt.
Yeah. Now, I was very obsessed with that game for, let's say, a period of like 6 to 8 months.
Yeah, I remember. I was too, though. But but yeah, and I got to throw Jack's controller, which was traumatizing. I still can't believe you let me do that, and I didn't want to do it because I was so worried I was going to break it. You kept being like, harder, throw it harder. It's like, no, it's going to break.
Or anything for the art.
Anything for the art, yeah. But no, that was a pretty cool. I used to do the rosters for Jayhawk Slant for the football game.
Nice.
And people would like ask me, like, when are you gonna do the roster? So many names. So many names to type in.
Yeah.
But all right. So college hoops. All right, Jack.
Yeah, so we're going to stay in the 2K family. NBA 2K15. Something about when I got the Xbox One really made me want to just show off the system. So I think it was NBA 2K14 because it released in 2013. And it was fine. Like the guys were super sweaty, which was all I needed to show. Like, hey, look at this thing. Like these guys are really sweating. Look at this thing.
What a selfie point.
I know it sounds really weird, but like that's kind of what they were hanging their hat on. Was like the players all looked realistic. They got them all in to do mocap sessions, and so they just put a line of sweat on all of them. But it was pretty bare bones because it was the first game for that console and for the PS4 also. But the following year, NBA 2K15, they really kind of started to stretch their legs, and it wasn't just that the players looked great. It was that the gameplay, the atmosphere, the additional modes they had. It's probably one of the more robust basketball games out there in terms of ways you could play the game. They had a street ball mode, they had a regular mode, they had a career mode where you could just take a player up through being a college player and go all the way through an entire career. There was some really cool stuff they had in that one that really just wasn't anywhere close to what. Well, I mean, but by 2015 there hadn't been an NBA Live game for a few years, I think, and 2015 was the year they tried to bring it back, if I remember correctly. But yeah, it's Yeah, it's one of my favorites, just because of how much was in that package more than anything else.
My favorite 2K games are the ones with Jordan.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool to play as Michael Jordan.
Yeah, the retro stuff they had with him, like the ability to like try to recreate some of his like iconic moments.
You could
was really cool,
and it was really hard.
Yeah,
to do that because it's Michael Jordan.
Yep.
Even with his skill set, you can't.
Yeah, it's like, oh, here, play the flu game. Have fun.
Yeah, that flu game, like. Can you imagine being like so deathly sick like that and go out and like destroy some of the greatest athletes like in the world?
Yeah.
I just like still can't believe that occurred.
Yep.
I would be dead.
Sorry, my dog is filling in for the role of Darria's cats today. So
it's all good. We love animals. So, all right.
Let me ask you guys on the topic of the realistic sweat in the 2K games. Have any of the years ever had a Gatorade commercial mode where you can all like sweat different like neon colors and stuff as you're running around? Because that would be a great
Those
addition.
were cool commercials.
That'd be awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
Those are cool commercials.
I think someone needs to grab that. Anyone else who's listening out there who's a game designer, like just throw it out. That's your next one.
There you go. Sponsorship.
I'm sure EA can get some sponsorship and get that in the game.
Yeah. I want to like have my guy get knocked over when he's trying to go up for a layup, and he just leaves like a blue streak on the wood as he slides across. Yeah. Great.
Yeah, that'd be cool. I kind of got out of the 2K games though when you started like having to walk around to do things.
Yeah.
Like there was like the city, and like to go play you'd have to like walk across the city to go play, and it's like this is a game, I want to move the option and play. I don't want to walk.
Yeah. And there's definitely a point where they got too far up their own like there was one year where they had Spike Lee actually make the story mode.
I remember that,
which was cool, but like it ended up being like you're talking to the ghost of your dead friend like the entire time you're like rising up to the ranks of the NBA, and it's just like, yeah, you guys are going for something, but like,
well,
you
need something different. I mean, what
better.
we always complain about with the Maddens is just like the same thing with a different number slapped on the front.
Yeah.
So at least
they update the rosters.
This one's got the ghost of your dead friend. None of the others have that. You could download that break. That's DLC.
I was kidding. I'm kidding. But yeah, we used to have to say that when they called the store. We'd be like, welcome to Unnamed Game Store, the home of Madden.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Wow.
Yeah. I wouldn't always do it.
Just randomly throwing this out while it's on my mind. Speaking of unnamed game stores, there is a GameStop down the street from my place, but the marquee on the corner that says like what all the shops are in the mall and everything still says EB Games.
Oh, that's cool. Much better store.
Yeah, right. 20 years after its acquisition, they have not changed out that sign.
That's crazy.
That's hilarious. But EB was much better than GameStop, in my opinion.
Yeah, they were a little hoity-toity at the same time, though. At least when I was a kid, when they were Electronics Boutique.
I liked Electronics Boutique. They had the coolest, at least in Wichita, they had the coolest employees that like knew about stuff.
Yeah, well, I can't speak for the Wichita employees. They might have been great, but
great.
I'd always go in there, and I mean they're more of a PC game, place for quite a while, and they were definitely like the progenitors of the PC Master Race guys. Like, what do you got, kid? I got a Nintendo. Get out of here.
They weren't like that at the one I went to.
That's
it depends. It really depended. Like what was it? EB bought Babbage's at one point too. Yeah. So like Babbage's, like you got into those. Those were the ones that those were the PC like Master Race folks. Like they were.
Maybe I'm thinking of one that had been a Babbage's and got turned over. I'd have to look at the all-time store list from Oak Park Mall and see which one had been
Town
in there.
East represent.
Town West, man.
No.
Town West.
Gang War.
Town East did have the better arcade.
It did. Aladdin's Castle. Did you ever go to Lamont?
Didn't go to Lamont, no.
Lamont was back in the old days, and it became Aladdin's Castle. Wow. That was my arcade. That was like, when I think of arcades, that's when I think of.
Nice.
Maul, did you have one?
Well, actually, this is not a good sports game, but I have a reason for throwing it out. Is the WWE 2K series, in particular,
Okay.
the last one they put out, like 2K was it actually 25? I think it was.
I think it's 25.
Yeah. Which I don't know. They're fine. I'm not really a big fan of the wrestling games because they're very slow, right? Like they really get into like the old wrestling idea where it's more like it's stamina. Matches take a long time. There's a lot of up and down and grinding, and so the games feel that way. Even though honestly, I really would prefer to have like more of an like arcadey kind of experience, where you're just like really fast and like a fighting game, but with the wrestlers.
Okay.
And some of the old ones are like that, like the 80s arcade ones, felt that way. But like when they got into the 3D eras and stuff, they kind of lost it. But what always brings me back is the custom character generator on that.
Yeah.
It is so incredibly detailed. It is ridiculous the stuff you can make. And every year I look forward to a horror podcast. There's a YouTube channel called it's a Dead Meat, and they have a horror Royal Rumble every year. Well, they were entering all kinds of horror movie characters, and they're pretty good. They make them look like a lot like the characters. Like this year, I just had it on the background, so we were thinking about it. The first entrant was the character Sienna Shaw from Terrifier 2 and 3, and my God, they made her look just like the actress, like fantastic. And so then it's great when middle of the Rumble, Art the Clown in his Santa suit comes in, and just coincidentally the two of them just start squaring off with each other. It's almost got a mind of its own, but
that's cool.
That's great.
Yeah, it's just a bizarre scenario generator. That's about it. It's great to watch.
N64 ones were fun. I like the N64 ones.
Yeah.
No, I hated
WCW.
those.
Really? I hate you. No. WCW versus NWO?
I don't know. Okay.
That's the last 3D wrestling game I liked.
This is my memory of them. Is that again? They were kind of slow. They were grindy. They were very blocky.
Yep.
They were very blocky.
Big chunky polygons of meat slapping into each other.
Yep.
But and I remember, and I also I wasn't really into wrestling in that era, even though I know everyone loves like the NWO and the Attitude Era and everything. That was just not my thing at the time. Because
I didn't like any of that. I just liked the game.
Yeah, but I just remember being in Gameco and having like all the strategy guides, right? And the strategy guides were just like wrestler profiles, and here's the move sets and everything. And God, I had these two guys that would come in. They were high school kids, and they would come in and like read through all the wrestling guidebooks and everything. And I remember one day them getting into an argument between who would win between Stone Cold and Goldberg. And just it's burned in my memory. One was like, "Oh no, Goldberg would win. He would give him the spear." And the other guy was just like, "You can't spear a rattlesnake." And just like, God.
Yep.
That's so funny.
Say, I'll tell you what. Which go ahead, Break.
Oh, there's that wrestling game on the NES is my favorite of all time, though. The one
Pro wrestling?
No. World. It's like World. I'm gonna look it up. Go ahead and keep talking.
I want to say Maul.
It doesn't sound right. What I'm thinking it is.
Which one was the 2K? The 2K game where they actually had the scenario generator, or like not like the full blown storyline editor, where like they literally still have. I think like
I'm not sure what year they put that on, but they still have a lot of that stuff. Like they have a few different modes. Like one is they have the career mode and the stories now, and they also have like just playing through kind of like a Dragon Ball game because you're going through the same stuff like over and over again. So they have a history mode where you get points for hitting certain milestones in matches, and if you mess up with that, then you have to try it again, whatever.
Gotcha.
A lot of the last 2 years have put in a lot of like street fighting stuff with interactive backgrounds and stuff, so you can like climb up and like pull down the lighting fixtures and launch them at each other and lock each other in the trunks of cars and stuff like that. So
wrestling.
Yeah.
So it was Tecmo World Wrestling. That was the one I liked. And
that's the one that has like the commentator like on the bottom half of the screen.
And you could do like the special super moves if you were injured enough. And there was like a little storyline at the end. This super secret guy came out, the Blue King.
That's awesome.
It was fun.
Was it the NES or the Super Nintendo? Because there was a Super Nintendo I liked a lot too. Oh, you know what? That was starting at Slam Masters. That was Super Nintendo. I was thinking,
but it was old Mike Hagar.
It was in Japan. It was the Gekito Pro Wrestling. Tokan Densetsu was the Famicom.
Yeah, now, if you like the Japanese one, Fire Pro is still a great series.
Fire
that has
Pro's
a lot
great.
of customization on it, so that one's cool too.
Yep.
No,
go ahead.
I was gonna say I like my friend who has a Twitch channel, X Mortis, out there. He on New Year's usually does a wrestling thing where we'll count down to midnight. He'll pre-program in about 30 classic wrestlers from different eras and just watch them again Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
And see what happens at the course of the night. And there's always some surprise entrants
That's
in
awesome.
that, so it's pretty good.
I love that. I love that kind of stuff with just some of the generated wrestlers or like just you can just kind of do all kinds of crazy random stuff. I've got a question though for all of you, and I hope Jess that you have an answer for this. But favorite wrestling game of all time? Just
I already said mine. Tecmo World Wrestling.
Tecmo World Wrestling. Maul. Is it the latest 2K or is it another one?
No. If it's actual because I like these like for the customization, but let me grab the actual one that it is here. Don't want to say the name wrong. So give me 1 sec here.
All right. So I'll give you mine. WWF WrestleFest. That arcade game was the best.
Oh, what?
That was the 4-player one where like you could do tag team or you could do solo matches.
Was that 90s?
You could do a Royal Rumble. Yeah, it was the 90s.
I think I remember that one.
And like the
never
final
came home.
bosses. Yeah, it never came home. The final bosses were the Road Warriors. Jess, anything on that one?
I will say I did watch like the WWE growing up. Like I did consume that, but I was weirdly enough, I lived in a very like sports household, but I was also the only one that cared about wrestling. Weirdly enough. So we never had pretty much every sports game I've ever played has been the purchase of somebody else in my family that I just like happened to play every once in a while.
Yeah.
So those never like overlapped. I don't think we ever had a wrestling game at the house at any point.
Gotcha.
Well, you missed a lot of weak ones, honestly, but you played with what you got and you put your imagination to work with it, and that made up for the flaws. So, I would say for me, it's WF Superstars Arcade.
Yeah, that was another good one.
That one's really fun, and we had that at the Gambinos.
Nice.
I missed that place.
In Baldwin. Yeah.
Oh wait, I was talking about there was one in Lawrence too.
Maybe there was one there too, because there was one that popped up there. They're coming back though. Like Gambinos are popping back up. Because there's one in Eudora, probably the closest one to you now. But for our Kansas geography people out there, but anyway,
is there still one in Auburn?
That I don't know. I was surprised. I came across a good
there's one in
number of
Auburn. I went to their website.
Kansas
there's actually a lot of them left.
Okay.
Holy crap!
Yeah,
I was gonna say we used to go to one in Auburn all the time. Yeah.
Yeah, they're growing.
It was like our
They're
favorite
growing
pizza
back up.
place.
Oh, there's one in
Very good.
Topeka.
Oh, there you go.
Now I know where you're getting pizza next time.
I haven't had that.
Yeah, I do remember
forever.
coming across that one in the arcade there in Gambino's, and never had a home port that I'm aware of, but I did love Just like that era where it was the superpowers or mega powers of Hulk Hogan and Macho Man against Andre and
Bonesaw
Million Dollar
is
Man.
ready.
Yep.
And at the time, you had a couple like kind of rando guys in there too, because like Big Boss Man, as I recall, was in that roster, and he was not super big yet.
Jake the
He
Snake?
was still kind of a rising star. Was Jake the Snake in that? I don't recall. I have to look up who the full roster was. It wasn't very big. There was like 8 wrestlers. That's all we had.
Yeah, Superstars is the one I'm thinking of. Wait. Superstars? Now oh boy. I think WrestleFest was the one that I really liked. Superstars was the one that came out before that. Yeah, Superstars was another good one.
Let's see. Yeah, Superstar of the full roster.
Sergeant Slaughter.
I think so. That was like a second one. I think the first one was Macho Man, Hulk, Ultimate Warrior, Honky Tonk Man, Hacksaw Jim Duggan, and
Great
Big Boss
names.
Man. And then Ted DiBiase and Andre the Giant were like the final bosses. That you could, be presumably unlock through some means or another. But yeah. But there was a later one that had the same like graphics layout that looks like has Earthquake in it. I don't know if that's the one you're thinking of.
Wow,
then.
Earth was that the really big
and there's
dude?
Sergeant Slaughter. Oh yeah, that's WrestleFest. There we go. Yeah. So same. It looks like it's kind of built on the same engine. So I might need to go try that one. You might just give me a new favorite if it's built on the same engine.
They were very close to releasing WrestleFest as a Xbox 360 arcade game. But I don't know what reason WWE had, but they decided to pull it right before it was launched. Like you can find copies if you had access to the developer like pre-release net for Xbox Live. A lot of people like literally downloaded it to their consoles and still have it on their Xbox 360s. It was that close to release.
Damn.
Yeah. Oh well.
Well, Jess, I'm glad to hear you were a wrestling fan at one point. So we'll have to bring that up on a wrestling themed episode one of these days.
He's the coolest. And the humblest.
And modest too.
Yeah. All right. So are we on to Jess then? Is that right?
I think so.
Yes, I think so. Yeah. So my next one is also on the Xbox. Both of these were on the original Xbox. It was Splashdown, which was a jet ski racing game.
Yeah.
I played so much of it with my brother, and it was the most infuriating thing ever because pretty much, and this was a constant thing with my brother, especially for racing games, of if you ever wanted to win against him in anything, you had to play him immediately, because if you left him alone with the game for like a couple hours, he will have figured out every cheat, every shortcut, everything possible to figure out about it. He would find out, and then you would never win anything ever again. And so it was just a constant thing of, because with Splashdown specifically, there was a move where you could like dip down and then you'd be able to like jump up and like get into places or like hop over obstacles, but you had to be careful because if you tilted back too far, it was like a really funny animation too of like your person would just like freak out and like fall off the jet ski into the water. So that was super fun. It was also a really big soundtrack one for me because it had a couple Sum 41 songs on it. It had Blink 182, Smash Mouth, some SR71, the Donnas, like a bunch of that like kind of pop punk type thing. Yeah. So every time to this day when I hear the Rock Show by Blink 182 in my brain, it's just like the little jet ski guy going in circles is the first thing that pops into my head.
Hoppus's book is pretty good, Jess, if you haven't read it.
I need to check it out. It's been on the list, and I just haven't had the time. But
checked it out from the library, and I read it really fast.
Yeah, I need to check it out because Blink-182 was a foundational band for me growing up. So
I still remember when Enema of the State came out. Cause I like Dude Ranch. That was where I found him, and then Enema came out, and then like a month later, everyone in the universe listened to Blink, which was cool.
Yep.
It was cool. It's good to see him have some success. Lots of success.
Lots of success.
Lots of success. Yeah. Book covers all that. Okay, cool. Nice choice. All right, back to me. My last of the modern choices with more to come from the other folks. But college football 26. I love college sports are the sports that I love. And mainly basketball and football. So those are the games I tend to like the most. But the college football game is pretty awesome. It has KU's new stadium in it, which just launched this last week. But it has and it has all the surrounding hype and all that kind of stuff that goes into college football. It plays pretty well. Not as good as ESPN NFL 2K5, but it plays as well as we can expect from an EA football game. I think it's better than Madden at least.
I'd say I have not played the new one yet, but I do have college football 2025 and played the crap out of it last year. I haven't picked it up because, again, just roster updates. Just I have a hard time paying $70 for a roster update. So
there's not.
I'm taking this year off. I'll get next year's more than likely, but like it is a solid football game built on a solid Madden engine, and they do some really cool stuff to differentiate it from the pro product enough that really makes it feel like college football.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
All right, Jack. Yeah. And is this is probably our last round then?
This is my last round. So like I've got to kind of swerve away from sports a little bit and go more towards racing. Forza Horizon 5.
Racing is a sport. You're going to get racing fans after you.
No, you're right.
I think it's a sport, racing fan. No.
Oh, yeah. But Forza Horizon 5, I mean, it's in Mexico. It is awesome. Like the jungle, the desert, everything they've got down there looks really awesome. The cars look fantastic. The events they have are even more over the top than they were in the previous Forza Horizon game. It's got so much personality. The radio stations are great. What I really love, I think my favorite thing about it though, is the difference, or not difference, but the online modes where it's like, hey, there's an event starting in like 5 minutes, get to this place. And like you get there, there's like 100 other people there. And it's like, all right, here's what you got to do. And it's like community events. So it's like, hey, like 99 or like everybody has to drive like these 3 miles and get a collective time under like this average. And if you can do that, then you get to go on to the next phase. And there's like 3 or 4 phases of that challenge. And if you got it all, you got a ton of money to use in game. And you got to, give your bragging rights. They had like games of tag. They had all kinds of stuff that were really cool. But it was really the first one of the Forza games that really had that kind of community sense for online play and just made it even more fun than just kind of driving around yourself and getting into races here and there.
Awesome. Then that series is dead now, right?
No, Forza Horizon's still alive. In fact, there's rumors that it's going to get announced. The next one's going to get announced at TGS.
I thought it was affected by the Microsoft stuff.
The studio that made the Forza games, that just the straight up Forza Motorsport,
but not Horizon. Okay,
not Horizon. Yeah,
nice. I mean, not nice for Forza.
Not nice.
Nice that there's some Forza going on.
Yeah,
that's good to know.
Yeah, I would say at this point of the two, I'm glad Horizon's sticking around more so than regular Forza Motorsport, because I definitely think the Horizon games have way more personality and are more fun to play than the Motorsport game. And for better or worse, Gran Turismo kind of fills that niche that Motorsport was trying to fill.
Cool. Maul, do you have a last pick for the evening?
I'm gonna give you a weird one. Now, This isn't a game I've actually played at all, but my my housemate is into this game, and so I've been watching him play over it lately, and goddamn if it isn't. He told me about it. I couldn't believe it was a real thing. But goddamn if it's not entertaining to watch. Is Uma Musume, which is a game where you are horse racing.
Okay.
But the horses are teenage girls.
Oh no.
So
Is this a Japanese only situation?
It's not anymore. It's definitely a Japanese game, but it's in English now. You can buy the port of it.
Is this on modern platforms?
Yeah, well, it's PC, and I think I'm sure there's a mobile version of it. It's fairly like graphically intense though. But yeah. So in the world, the characters, there are horses. They're actually like famous horses. Like it has like you can pull from all of like horse racing history, right?
Mm-hmm. So like Secretariat.
Exactly. They're in the game. All the real horses are in the game, but they are high school girls with horse ears. And yeah, you can you work them out, you feed them right, you know, you put them into race, and then the computer will like anime style animate the entire race. And when it gets down to the finish line, kind of like Bad News Baseball, it's like it gets in there and it's like full on anime cutscene, like the drama is there. It's crazy. And
So
he told me it existed, and I was like, this is somebody's weird fetish. I don't know if I should be checking this out, and maybe it is, but but it's got some solid gameplay, and it looks really crazy good.
So I googled this at my own peril, and it is not just a game; it is a multimedia franchise. With lots of things.
Of course.
But yeah, I guess there's all like legacy modes where you're trying to again reenact like the famous races and everything, play through all those. There was actually a huge event, I guess, like a week or two in Japan, because one of the most famous racehorses, the last one from the presumed golden age of Japanese horse racing, just passed, and so they had like a national day of mourning for the horse, because horse racing, I guess, it's enormous in Japan. I never realized how much of a big cultural thing it had become for them, but since the 80s, it's like been growing as a major institution over there. So
I know
this
nothing
game is just
about
like a
horse
representation
racing,
of that,
or people horse racing for that matter.
Yeah.
But I do know that my last name won the Kentucky Derby in 2016.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I know about horse racing.
Oh,
Just go get you some mint juleps and you'll be good.
Okay. I wish I don't know anything about horses either.
No,
my mom raced horses, but I don't.
Mint juleps are a bourbon-based drink they serve at the Kentucky Derby.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. I like bourbon.
and they're at Disneyland if you know where to get them. So
yeah, that's true.
Where do you get them at Disneyland?
they're pretty good. They are between like the Haunted Mansion and Pirates of the Caribbean.
Oh, okay.
In like New Orleans Square over there.
Yeah,
pretty good lobster rolls there too.
Yeah, well, you can combine them together if you like. But it's by the train station over there. There's a shop there that has mint juleps on the backside.
I want to go to Disneyland. I miss Disneyland.
Let's go.
Okay, I'll meet you there.
My girlfriend will not object. Let's make a trip and go.
I used to have the pass when I lived there, and it was like super cheap.
No doubt.
It was amazing. Anytime it would rain, I would fly down there because there's no lines.
I really want to get back to Disney World so I can go ride that Tron ride.
That's gonna be cool.
Yep.
Sorry.
Rides. Nice. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, Jess, close us out.
Yeah, so the last one that I have, which I think is probably the most sports-like game, is going to be Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games for the Wii.
Yeah.
That one was just so much fun, and to have two iconic groups, and to be able to play, because I always played Sonic, and my brother always wanted to play Mario, and so we would like go through those teams, and there were so many different like events that you could do. There was so much like variety to it. We spent so many hours playing that. I think I was trying to like write down and remember which ones I was actually good at.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember I really wanted to be good at archery because I thought archery was so cool. I was not particularly good at that one though. The hammer throw I was actually kind of good at. I liked being able to just like go around in circles, and I got like the timing down pretty well in that. But the two that were like my favorites were the trampoline and the table tennis.
Yeah.
Nice.
And I don't know why that like every time table tennis is an option, it just always ends up being my favorite and always ends up being the one I'm best at.
That's great. Who is your favorite character to use?
I was usually Blaze.
Okay.
She was purple. That was all I needed.
Nice. All right. Well, we're at our 10:30 mark. So, Jack, is there like anything you'd like to say before we head off into the sunset?
Oh, for all of our friends here in the U.S., have a happy Labor Day weekend. Enjoy the 3-day weekend.
Sorry. I thought you were going to say something else.
No. Just enjoy the long weekend. Go play some games. I know I will.
Can.
I'm looking forward to sinking some more time into Luminous Rise and playing some more Cyberpunk. I really want to see how much I can get into that this weekend. Nice.
Awesome. Very cool. And Maul.
Yeah, well, actually, nothing cool on this side, actually. I just want to give a shout out. I found out today that a guy I know in the comics industry that I've appreciated his work for a long time just passed away a couple days ago.
I saw your post.
So, so a quick shout out to all comics fans out there who has ever read a Cracked magazine or, like myself, Monsters Attack, a more obscure piece, but the editor-in-chief of those, Mort Todd, passed away the other day. So if you are a fan of retro comics or Cracked or anything just weird and punk rockish, go check it out. For me, my favorite piece of his, Monsters Attack.
Really? Keep it up
obscure.
there. I'll give you full screen.
Yeah, for sure. This only lasted 5 issues because he funneled money secretly from Cracked magazine without the permission of the publisher and printed 5 issues of this. Well, they found it after 2 and they were like, "We're going to fire you, man." And then he was like, "Hey, look at the sales." And they were blown away because everyone was like just starved for good horror comics, anthology horror. And he made 5 great issues that were really like into, like Freddy and Jason and Godzilla, like the stuff of the day, and digging into obscure stuff. That's where I learned about Mars Attacks when it was only a trading card set. Still, he dug into the art from that, and he foretold the coming of Akira as one of like the major like pop franchises. It was just getting big, or had been big in Japan, but the movie hadn't come out yet. So he gave like a preview for that before they came out. So just really a perennial like influence on me. But anyway, sorry to hear of his passing. So if you get the chance though, go find that book. It's an excellent one. Just wanted to shout it out for him.
Awesome. Thank you. And Jess.
Yeah, I don't have a whole lot to say other than I really, really hope that I have an update on Expedition 33 next week.
Too. I want to
hear. I really want to get through it because I am hooked with what little I've gotten done so far. So I want to, before everything gets really crazy with the semester and I'm overrun with work, hoping to get through that one at the very least.
As Star Fox would say, good luck. But I'm gonna hopefully survive everything that's going on, and then I want to try out the update for Kirby because I really like that game, but it ran so bad on Switch 1, and so I'm excited to see what the Switch 2 update it brings it close to be good, and the new content. So
I want to see the new content. Yeah.
Awesome. It's Try's favorite game on the Switch.
Nice.
So I never completed it because of the performance. But. All right, well, I'll see everybody same time next week on The Game Show.